Hello and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. This evening, more business groups and associations have expressed their condolences to the families of the 8 persons killed in the helicopter crash in the Ashanti region. The crash which led to the death of Defense Minister Dr. Edward Umani-Boama, Minister for Environment Dr. Murtala Mohammed and 6 others have left the nation devastated as President John Mahama calls for unity. More in this report.
The group to express its sympathy is CATS International. The Western African director of the group, Apia Kusiadomako, in a tribute, described the 8 persons who lost their lives as men who were passionate and dedicated to serving their nation. In addition, the Independent Power Generators Ghana has also extended its deepest condolences to the families of the 8 persons, stating that their loss will never be forgotten. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority also joined in expressing its condolences, encouraging the families to be strong. Earlier, the Ghana Association of Banks, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Ghana Union of Traders Association also expressed their condolences to the bereaved families.
The business community has begun making their input into the 2026 budget and economic statement expected to be read in November 2025. According to the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it has received a formal invitation to contribute to the 2026 economic statement. This follows an announcement by the Ministry of Finance asking the general public and business groups to submit their suggestions electronically to them. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Stefan Mason Abbas, said they have made some significant input so far.
We take the opportunity to, first of all, appreciate the government and also the finance minister that on numerous occasions they've tried to engage us, the private sector, except the 1 cedi levy on the petrol that was issued without engagement. But we want to congratulate the finance minister for sticking to his promise to engage the private sector. In that light, what we are trying to put before the finance minister to consider has to do with investment into. So no, the previous budget statement considered was very much conservative. So they try not to look at growth, but having seen all the stability in the economy, now we want to recommend that the government looks at growth in the next budget. And by growth, what we mean is that they try to do a lot of investment in capital areas so that private sectors can get businesses to do on behalf of the government to increase our growth in the country. So basically, those are the areas that we are proposing to government. We are also looking at ensuring that they put in measures to continuously stabilize the city and even make it much stronger. Interest rate is something that we're also encouraging the government to also look at, especially on the fiscal side. So these are areas that we are recommending to government, more especially capital investment, so that the private sector can take advantage of that. And also we want to also recommend to government to also look at agribusiness, investment in agribusiness as well, because these are areas that is going to also grow our economy very fast. So it is area that we're also doing a lot of recommendation for the government to look at as well.
Searches and inquiries made by financial institutions and authorized users on the databases of credit reference bureaus saw a significant jump in 2024. And this according to the Bank of Ghana's newly released Credit Reporting Activity Report. The total number of credit information inquiries reached nearly 30 million in 2024, more than double the 13 million recorded in 2023. Here's more.
The report attributes this surge to growing reliance on credit histories for purposes such as credit application appraisals, loan recovery efforts, and know your customer checks. On average, 2.5 million inquiries were made monthly in 2024, marking a 16.24% increase over the 2023 monthly average of over 2 million. These steady growth signals increased adoption of credit reporting as a core component of credit management across various institutions. According to the Bank of Ghana, all regulated financial institutions, including banks and rural and community banks, scoring services following improvements in data quality and methodology.
Still in the banking sector, President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Joseph, will ease the cost of borrowing for businesses. He argues that until banks address of Ghana,
the banks are not helping. I'm telling you, because they are not. They lump everything together. Their own inefficiencies, their lack of due diligences. Because how do you say that they are non-performing loans? Well, you should have done your own due diligences to check these non-performing loans, and then fix your rates subjective to who is not paying. And in any case, how do you arrive at these numerous non-performing loans? It's because of lack of due diligences. So they cannot put all their efficiencies together, some correctable practices, put them all together and push it on to their consumers or their clients. That is not fair. And this is what maybe Bank of Ghana have to come in and check. Otherwise, we are not being competitive in the sub-region. The cost of borrowing is just too high. It's not helping productivity at all. That normally businesses cannot pay. That's why the non-performing loans are getting higher and higher. These days, I've heard that it's going down. If it is going down, then of course they should also bring down the interest rates for businesses to also, because the business that we do, we thrive on turnover. When inflation goes down, it helps the turnover for us to also redeem our debts at the bank.
And we know that the Bank of Ghana credit value, more in this report, showed that in 2024, a total of 45,136 DAD checks were submitted by banks and specialized deposit-taking institutions to credit bureaus. This represents a 15.19% decrease from the 2023 figure of 53,522. The Bank of Ghana explained that the directive on DAD checks to help boost public confidence in the check system. The report pointed out that in 2024, bank customers who flouted the DAD checks directives were sanctioned accordingly. According to the Bank of Ghana, the notable reductions to the growing robustness of the sector. The central bank said it remains committed to strengthening the credit information infrastructure enforcement and public education. Away from the financial sector, Intravenous Infusion PLC, manufacturers of pharmaceutical products, has reported a challenging year in 2024, posting a revenue decline of 20.6% year-on-year and a loss of 1.98 million cedis in 2024. The reduction, according to the company, is mainly due to exchange losses and working capital constraints. Now, despite the downturn, the company says its products remain a preferred brand in the market. Here's a report.
As part of its growth strategy, the company is focusing on product expansion through collaborative partnerships with both local and international companies to invest some 50 million cedis to bounce back to profit.
I think over the last year, we realized that the debt situation meant that we had a lot of interest to pay. We've decided that we can look within, and that is why we are doing this rights issue. There is a funding gap, and that gap we've calculated to be approximately 50 million cedis. So we believe some of our shareholders are in a position to take advantage of that, increase their shares in the company, and then the company also has patient capital to work with. So that's really the purpose of it.
Managing Director of Intravenous Infusion PLC, Mukhtar Swalihu, said the company will venture into new product lines to enhance its production value chain.
The 2024, has not been a good year, as explained by the chairperson. We have had challenges with respect to our financing, and therefore we need to look for funds to be able to fix that. It has affected our capacity to bring raw materials, and which ultimately affected our revenues. So we hope to do well in the ensuing years. We have drawn up a 5-year strategic plan. The plan is seeking to see how we can diversify in our product base from the current infusions that we are doing to doing more of injectables. So in the next 5 years, we are looking to roll out about 16 new products, which are currently under the research and development stage. So every year we are targeting to bring a minimum of 4 products, so that over the 5 years, or about the 4 years, we can have the 16 products coming on board. So this is what we are working towards. And of course, when we also come to the market, we are working hard to see how we consolidate the existing gains that we have made.
In addition, the company plans to expand into the retail segment of the pharmaceutical industry, further diversifying its market presence. In light of its financial performance in 2024, the company failed to pay dividends to shareholders.
Gold Fields Ghana has raised concerns over key issues in the country's mining laws that need attention for Ghana to attract the needed investments into the industry. Vice President External Affairs at Gold Fields and President of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Michael Lakafia, during a courtesy call on the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, hinted that stakeholders are prepared to support government in reviewing some of the laws to ensure security for investors. Here's more in this report.
The president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, who doubles as Senior Vice President of External Affairs at Goldfields, Michael Lakafia, and their team extended a hand of support as they make inputs into the ongoing reforms into the minerals law.
We know that the government has given indication of an attempt to overhaul the minerals and mining law. And so far, some of the amendment proposals we've seen, we believe that we are duty-bound to draw government's attention to certain issues of concern. One of the key ones has to do with security of tenure. And because the mining industry, by its nature, and you mentioned the extractive industry, capital intensive, highly risky, and then also long-term in nature, it is important to ensure that there is security of tenure for investors. And we point out that this is not only good for foreign investors, but even good for also Ghanaian investors, because the average turnaround time for a project, starting from greenfield to production, ranges between 15 years and 20 years.
Meanwhile, Managing Director for Goldfields Ghana, Elliot Chum, believes that Ghana will attract more investments into the sector if government pays attention to most of the concerns raised by Goldfields.
Now, everything is dynamic, and therefore, from a regulatory point of view, it's always important to reassess what has been in operation for over a period of time and begin to question if it's still fit for purpose and hasn't outlived its usefulness. But from a Goldfields point of view, we think that our mine is unique, our ore body is unique, and we mine very marginal grades, very shallow dipping ore body. We do a lot of waste stripping every year. And once we do that waste stripping, we mine the ore in almost the same year. So what you can say that in financial terms, we capitalize but expense all of that in 1 year.
Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapong, used the occasion to commend Goldfields for its support to the local economy and urged the company to do more to be among the top global mining firms on the continent.
You were in the top 10, and we want to believe that you'll be working your way faster to regain your position in that respect. I also took note of the community work, the over 106 million that you spend in the community, which is, so you are not just doing business, but you are also creating impact on the very people that you live among, which is very gratifying. And you were very diverse in the investment that you are making in that respect, road, sports, as well.
The visit to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority was aimed at congratulating him and offering some form of solidarity to GRA as a revenue mobilization agency.
You're still watching Prime Business. The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has suspended the proposed 20% increase in public transport fares, which was expected to take effect from today, August 7. Now, this was disclosed after a crunch meeting with the Transport Ministry and the transport unions on Wednesday. Here's more.
Was called by the Minister of Transport, Joseph Nipebukari, to address concerns surrounding the lack of broader stakeholder consultations ahead of the proposed fare adjustment. The ministry, in a statement issued after the meeting with the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council and other transport unions, announced the suspension of the increment, emphasizing the need for inclusive engagement on future fare adjustments. The statement further urged all operators to continue applying the existing fares, which has been in effect since May 2025. This announcement is expected to bring some relief to commuters who had raised concerns about the timing of the intended fare hike.
Aspiring young business owners and entrepreneurs have been entreated to build their ideas and ventures with like-minded people rather than family members. Businessman and NPP flag bearer hopeful Kennedy Japan says family ties often hinder accountability and progress in business management. He insists non-relatives can be held fully responsible for their ideas and actions and perform roles in line with business growth. More from Clinton Yeboah.
Maiden edition of the Level Up project by the Akenta and Apia Minka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development Student Representative Council created an avenue for students to improve their academic and professional training life. The project, under the theme Building Blocks, Pathway to Entrepreneurial Success, aligns with the missions of the school as a skills training institution. Businessman and NPP flag bearer hopeful Kennedy Japan, addressing students, entreated the young skills trainees to develop their ideas and venture around like-minded individuals.
Never employ your relatives to work for you. Your brother, your sister, your cousins, when you employ them, they take advantage of your leniency and mess up the business. And when you fire them, you become the most unpopular person in your family. So to avoid that, build your business with people that you don't know, so that when they make mistakes, you fire them, so that your business will thrive. It's very, very important. When you are doing business, put religion aside. You can work 6 days in a week and go to church on Sundays. I don't have a problem.
The event assembled financial experts, business owners and youth leaders who shared experiences and insights into startup trends, growth strategies, product and personal development. The aim is to foster a mindset shift and spark innovation among students. President of the Student Representative Council of Amstead, David Akwete Ochre, says the project is essential to tackling unemployment among the youth.
Level Up is an avenue for the students of Amstead to get the chance to move a level up in their lives. We believe that this institution is the home and the hub of skills training and entrepreneurial development. So as the SRC, we felt the need of which we have to build them up. Everything showed that indeed we were ready for it. And we know our people, they always avail themselves for constant learning. So we believe that whatever we have done as an SRC, it wouldn't go waste. We see the impact going ahead of time. Amstead is the first premier TVET university in this country, and also we are the home of skills training and entrepreneurial development. It means in the coming years, we are going to produce thousands and millions of people who are coming to solve the problem of this nation, which has got to do with unemployment. So I want to ring the bell that...
For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
Thanks very much for your time. I am Pius Kojobaka. We have more for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Daniel Cranton is next with sports.